along with Dean Erskine. Our producer is Allison Reed. Well, you've often seen groups of people out on highways picking up trash. Groups like Kiwanis Clubs, the Lions Club, part of the Adopt a Highway program. The signs that go up then, it says this section of the highway is owned by that particular group, taking pride in our community. Well, on our renewable energy segment today, we're going to tell you about a novel idea to do a similar program, but it's called Adopt a Watt. And the founder and CEO is on our line as we welcome in Tom Wither to 1290 WLBY. Good morning, Tom. This is quite a unique program. How long has this been around?
Oh, good morning, and thank you for giving us coverage on this morning. We're very excited about it, and basically about the last 3 years we've actively been promoting this.
What is it exactly?
Well, it's a program, and thank you for the lead in there. You did an excellent job of describing it, that mimics the very successful Adopt a Highway program, only instead of giving sponsors recognition for picking up litter alongside the roads, we give them recognition, high-profile recognition for sponsoring clean energy, energy efficiency programs, and alternative fuel vehicles and infrastructure, primarily for cash-strapped public agencies.
Now, this is a national program, right?
That is correct. We have a national footprint. We're based here in Michigan, in Royal Oak, actually, and have projects going on in various cities. Dearborn, we just recently completed one. Royal Oak, we're in the process of doing one. But we do have a national footprint, as I mentioned, and just successfully had a press release last week from New Jersey's Department of Transportation, which is very significant for our program because they had to go through Washington Federal Highway Administration approval for this, so now virtually all 50 DOTs are able to use our project. We're also at Philadelphia International Airport with 60 to 90 million visitors per year that will be exposed to clean energy there.
How does it work? How can people participate in this?
Well, and that's what's nice about it. It's, trite to say, but win-win in that it benefits cash-strapped public agencies, but it also benefits sponsors, be they individuals, nonprofits, foundations, with high-profile philanthropy, or for businesses to support and give back to the communities that they're serving. And they get an acknowledgement sign that is attached to whatever the energy-saving or energy-creating device that we are using, and always at inherent in our program is the need to be at high-profile locations. Well, that serves two purposes. First of all, that's very attractive to brands to receive recognition for doing so, and it also helps to educate and inform the public that this technology is out there and it really works, and maybe I should be doing this at my home or business. So they are not only helping to give back to the communities, receiving high-profile recognition for doing so, but also part of a mission to help reduce our nation's dependence on fossil fuels.
You're quite an innovator yourself, which leads up to this Adopt a Watt program nicely. You've been featured on CNN, Good Morning America, and had been with the Wayne State University Engineering Technology Division, and you yourself have been awarded some U.S. patents. Tell us a little bit about some of the innovations you're seeing with the Adopt a Watt program to give us an idea of how this plays out.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's really unique about this is we're not really being innovative technology-wise. Everything that we're utilizing is off the shelf in existing technology today. There's so much out there that works. It's just, as Scientific American magazine pointed out in their January issue a couple of years ago, that the biggest hindrance to adopting clean energy in America is not the technology, it's not even really the money, it's the recognition and getting public support for doing that. So our mission here is not really being innovative, and we have had success with that in the past and are very blessed and fortunate to have that. But this is primarily just helping to spread the word that this stuff really works, and you should be a part of it. So that's our main mission here.
All right, so give us some examples of that, where we might see signs in the Detroit area, for instance, that would proclaim what is going on when it comes to these kinds of energy savings programs.
Okay, well, let me just give you a snapshot of what just happened real time here in Dearborn. We're very pleased with that, with Mayor O'Reilly and Dave Norwood, the head of sustainability over there, working with us on a program that helped replace energy hogging metal halide lighting fixtures in their parking structures, which are burning 24 hours a day, so they're tremendous energy consumers. And we've replaced them with energy-efficient induction fluorescent fixtures. Now, we're able to save a tremendous amount of energy on that. And this program also that we've developed supports electric vehicles and electric vehicle infrastructure. So one of the knocks on EVs has always been, well, okay, we're not burning gasoline here, but, we're utilizing electricity to recharge them. And in the Detroit area, it's about 80% coal-produced electricity. So our program uniquely offsets the charging of electric vehicles. In fact, for every 100 lights that we replaced and replace at any parking structure, we're able to recharge in a cost-free and carbon-neutral fashion 28 electric vehicles per day.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is all in the 5 magic words, at no cost to taxpayers. And that seems to be very appropriate these days.
No one likes to hear that more than we do on this show here, Tom.
All right. Good.
So that's pretty incredible. And do you see that rolling out in other areas as well, or?
Well, we really do, and we're very excited about the potential for this. There's about 24,000 parking structures in America right now. And the numbers just become mind-boggling when you start retrofitting hundreds or thousands. Some of the parking structures have, Metropolitan has about 6,000 lights that can be retrofitted over in this fashion. So you can imagine the offset that would be for recharging of electric vehicles. And it saves a tremendous amount of money in operating costs. The lights themselves that go in first in our program that serves as the offset, but also it saves on electrical draw. But at the same time, they have a 100,000-hour lifespan, too, compared to about 5 to 7 or 10,000 hours max for the older technology. So we see just, in municipalities, there's 87,000 of those out there. We also have a program that supports the retrofitting of light poles. So virtually every community can benefit from this program and help reduce their energy costs and operating costs at no cost to them.
Well, incredible. Ann Arbor's doing a lot of innovative things out here as well. And often when we see something like a windmill type of device in the sky, it causes you to look at it. There's one in front of a park here in Ann Arbor, for instance. But unless there's signage there, like what you're doing with the Adopt a Watt program, it may not resonate on people exactly what kind of savings are happening and how this is kind of transforming the way we think about energy here in America today.
Well, exactly right. And again, that's part of our mission, is to help educate and inform. But it also, I would like to expand upon the recognition that the sponsors get for this. And not only do they, in Dearborn's case, and Royal Oak, we're doing the same thing with Royal Oak's parking structures right now, just locally, that you asked about. Mm-hmm. And signs go in between the adopted lights, if you will, that have been retrofitted over. And those are on the T-beams that you're driving through. And what's real nice about that is they're very low. If you've ever noticed, they're almost windshield level low. So sponsors receive recognition there. Also, we give recognition at the exit points, at the elevators and the stairwells, and there's a larger signage there that's a kind of thank you to our sponsors for making a difference. Exactly, and they're all listed and pointed out there too. And then we have high-profile events that we're very, very pleased with the response in the community for this, bringing business and community leaders together for a kickoff ceremony, and then just in December, on the 19th, we had a wonderful throwing of the switch ceremony where Mayor O'Reilly threw the switch for the new energy-efficient lights. We had an EV charging station there from Eaton Corporation, and Ford Motor Company brought over a Ford Transit Connect, and he plugged in the first electric vehicle there, and all the sponsors were there for the media and everything else. So the sponsors are receiving a lot of recognition, utilizing their marketing dollars to give back to the communities that they're serving.
That's great. Have you had any interest in Ann Arbor? And having asked that, how does a community get involved with the Adopt a Watt program, Tom?
Great, thanks. And yes, we have. As a matter of fact, Matt Sandstrom, who is the divisional manager of Clean Energy Mobility for the Detroit Area Clean Cities Coalition, Ann Arbor based though,
right,
actually referred us to are talking with communicating with several officials there in Ann Arbor right now about a similar program for your parking structures, and so we hopefully you'll be seeing the Adopt a Watt program signage around there in the near future.
And so how does a community participate in that then? What kinds of things have to happen?
Well, we don't necessarily, as I mentioned, we are working on parking structures in Royal Oak and Dearborn right now, but we also are expanding. In fact, we're having a meeting in Dearborn next week about starting to do their light poles at the Centennial Library and the Henry Ford complex right there. Those are high-profile locations. Mm-hmm. And then, Lucianne, we're breaking with a new energy savings agreement, too. So part of the need for our program, as I mentioned originally, is you need high-profile locations. Well, take, for instance, a parking structure that's 4 stories. Well, the first couple of floors are, populated pretty well with traffic, and then up above that, it's not so visible to the public, so not very responsible. So now we have an energy savings agreement to complement that. So any city that has a light pole or has a parking structure, or we also have solar platforms in New Jersey's DOT and also Philadelphia International Airport. We have solar arrays that are pole-mounted solar arrays that are being mounted along the roadways there that'll be sponsored. And then we also have solar modules that are mounted on existing light poles to solarize the light poles in the parking lots. Let's say have a rest area when you pull in. So basically any community that wants to save on their energy costs and operating costs, and we also generate new revenue. The one hitch to our program, and it's not so bad really, is all the money that we raise after the first year. Everything is completely paid for the first year, so we don't have any liability, or it's a fail-safe agreement. Then in subsequent years, sponsorship money has to be used for any useful purpose to reduce fossil fuel consumption. So you're leveraging the dollars, though, and studies have shown us you get a 5 to 10 times bang on your buck for doing so. So it's just a way of multiplying the effects there.
What an excellent program that is. The Adopt a Watt program. You can visit it online, adopt-a-watt.com. And Tom Wither, great talking with you today about that, the founder of Adopt a Watt. We'll keep in touch with you and see how this progresses throughout America. What a pleasure.
Thank you very much again.
It's been a pleasure. Renewable Energy segment each Wednesday here on the Lucianne Lance Business Insider. You're listening to Business Talk 1290 WLBY.